time I've ever had trouble opening up that container. I couldn't get the bread out.
That's the tough one.
I opened up the fruit of the vine, and then I was fiddling around and trying to get that. Well, anyways. This morning I was walking my dog, and I do a lot of thinking when I'm walking the dog. And I'm sure any of you who owns a dog does the same thing. I have a nice bicycle trail in the back of my house that runs along the river, and it's a good place to walk, and the dog loves it, and I love it too. And it's interesting, the thing that popped in my head this morning is I was thinking to myself, or praying to myself, why in the world do I have to have emotion? Why do I have to feel things? And I'm asking because the day before I ran into a situation and I was so disappointed in how I responded, because I found myself in a very tense situation. And what did I do? I got angry. And not that necessarily being angry is wrong, but it's what comes out when you're angry. It's how you behave when you're angry. And so I was disappointed in myself. And why? Because I want to do what God wants me to do, but I don't always do that. And one of the reasons is because I feel. I have emotions. I feel fear, and I feel love, and I feel anger, and I don't want to hate, and I feel all these emotions. And I know that all of you out there feels these things. And I find myself envious and jealous of those folks that just seem so stoic. They just seem so unaffected. Because it seems like when I start to feel, I don't see the best in myself. It's kind of like one of those situations. You ever watch a romantic or emotional movie, and the last thing I want to do as a guy is start to cry. But 9 times out of 10, there goes those tears, and I'm like, hopefully nobody sees me. But that's part of being human. And I guess where I would like to go with that is why I enjoy memorizing the Psalms so much. Because for one, it reminds me that the best part of us, one of the best part of us, is our emotions, our feelings, our ability to love, be angry, all those things. They can be the worst of us, and they can be the best of us. And one of my favorite Psalms that I always go to when my situations get difficult is Psalm number 3. So if you would like to open to Psalm number 3 and follow along with me. And try, as we're reading along this psalm, try to envision the emotion that's here. I mean, it's so easy when we're reading to just read it. But that's not the purpose of a psalm. That's not the purpose of a song or a bit of poetry. The purpose of a poem or a song or a psalm is to get us to connect with the emotions that are here. And so, let me begin. O Lord, how my adversaries have increased. How many are rising against me? How many are saying of my soul, there is no deliverance for him in God? Selah. But you, O Lord, are a shield about me, my glory and the one who lifts my head. I was crying to the Lord with my voice, and he answered me from his holy mountain, Selah. I lay down and slept. I awoke, for the Lord sustains me. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves against me round about. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God. For you have smitten all my enemies on the cheek. You have shattered the teeth of the wicked. Salvation belongs to the Lord. Your blessings be upon your people. So here we have Psalms 3, and the background of this is David has just been chased out of Jerusalem by his own son, Absalom, who had decided to take David's throne. And as David is fleeing with his friends out of Jerusalem, he's got people on the side of the road saying, you got what you deserve. You deserve this. This is the right thing. And it's terrible. And how often has that happened to us? I mean, we're in a situation and you kind of, oh, yeah, there's always somebody in the background who's going to say, let me get there. Many are saying, of my soul, there is no deliverance for him in God. I mean, the whole world that we live in is saying that. There is no deliverance for you in God. Why do you have such a foolish and silly confidence in something you can't see, you can't touch, you can't hold? Where is God when so-and-so died? Or where is God when, and all these emotions come out? Why? Because we're subject to fear, we're subject to love, we're subject to hate, we're subject to tears, all these emotions. And sometimes it doesn't bring out the best of us. And yet, how can we change that? How can we change the way emotions take control of us? And the simple solution is here in the Psalm. Because what does David do? I mean, think about the first verse. O Lord, how my adversaries have increased. There are people that were out to kill David. He was afraid. And the same people who desired to kill him were saying, as they set up Jesus, wagging their heads, there is no deliverance for you in God. Remember at the cross, them wagging their heads? Oh, God, if you're the Son of God, hey, come down from that cross and show us. Many are rising up against me. Many are saying of my soul, there is no deliverance for him in God. Selah. So all those emotions. But how does David overcome this fearful, frightening moment? He says, but you, O Lord, are a shield about me. You, O Lord, are a shield about me. And that's the answer to my particular problem, is I need to trust God more. Maybe I don't see the response right away or instantaneous, but I have to work at trusting God, really believing that, but you, O Lord, are a shield about me, my glory, and the one who lifts my head. I was crying to the Lord with my voice, and he answered me from his holy mountain. I need to trust in God, and I need not to be afraid to get on my knees and cry to the Lord and look to him. Look to him. That is the only way that I can escape being a victim of my own emotions. Let's continue on. I'm going to read. My glory and the one who lifts my head. I was crying to the Lord with my voice, and he answered me from his holy mountain, Selah. I lay down and slept. I awoke, for the Lord sustains me. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves against me round about. And remember, in the first verse he says, O Lord, how my adversaries have increased. It's a statement that suggests he's being overwhelmed. But in his confident trust in the Lord, he's able to say, I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves against me round about. This is not to say that he's not feeling fear. He's taking that fear and turning to God and trusting in him, being confident that he is a shield about him. And then, the final verse, arise, O Lord, save me, O my God. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for you have smitten all my enemies upon the cheek. You have shattered the teeth of the wicked. Salvation belongs to the Lord. Your blessings be upon your people. You know, the solution may not necessarily immediately come, but here, one of the things that David is doing, because I know he's doing this, because he's running from Jerusalem, because his own son is out to kill him, he's able to say, arise, O Lord, save me, O my God. So he's putting his trust and his confidence in God. He's able to say, arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for you have smitten all my enemies upon the cheek. He knows that in God, he will triumph. God will bring him the victory, even though it hasn't really happened yet. You have shattered the teeth of the wicked. And this verse that I love the most of all, and I have to remind myself about it continually. Salvation belongs to the Lord. Think about that. Salvation belongs to the Lord. It doesn't belong to anybody else. It doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to your neighbor. It doesn't belong to that guy that's being angry at you for something you may not even know what you did. Oh, maybe you cut him off and he's throwing you, he's doing hand signals. And for that split moment, his emotions got the best of him, and he hates you because you made a mistake. The nerve of you. The nerve of you for being human for one little moment. The nerve of you for making a mistake. But then you have to remind yourself, salvation belongs to the Lord. So all those people who would like to say, there is no deliverance from him in the Lord, well, that's not up to you, is it? It's up to God, because salvation belongs to the Lord. Your blessings be upon your people. The secret to overcoming emotions. And actually, you're not going to be stoic. You're not going to be relieved of the pain and agony of feeling things. But the solution is to trust in God and to truly have the faith and belief that you will overcome with the Lord. Your faith in God will help you to overcome all the adversities in this world around you. And you have to admit, there's a lot of adversity in this world. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of hostility. There's a lot of fear. And there are people in the world that want to just keep shoving it down your throat. They'd like you to act crazy. And you know who's behind this? The Satan is behind this. You know, there's a scripture that says, he brought us out from the domain of darkness into the kingdom of his Son. And that's really what we have to believe. You know, when we were without God in the world, when we had no relationship with God, yeah, I think we had every opportunity to be crazy, to be insane, to be hostile, angry, hateful, all of these awful things that the world engages in. But we don't belong to the world. We don't belong to the world. So even though we feel all these feelings, we have to turn to God and trust in him. And get on our knees and pray and cry. And even express all those feelings that we're feeling, as David does here. That's how we overcome these emotions. That's how we